I am not one of the doomsday people, which may surprise. I actually think we're on a good path. Um, but at the same time, I want us to caution against complacency. I can't emphasize that enough. So long as we push hard and are not complacent, the future is going to be great. Don't worry about it. I mean, worry about it, but if you worry about it, ironically, it will be a self-unfulfilling prophecy. So long as we are not complacent, as long as we have a high sense of urgency about moving towards a sustainable energy economy, then I think things will be fine. We really want to wake up in the morning and look forward to the future. We want to be excited about what's going to happen. And life cannot simply be about sort of solving one miserable problem after another. There's a lot of discussion of like this problem or that problem, and a lot of people are sad about the future and that they're pessimistic. I think if you want the future to be good, you must make it so. Take action to make it good, and it will be. Essentially, it's important to take whatever actions we can think of to address the existential risks that affect the future of consciousness. I think the population collapse is a really big deal that I wish more people would think about, because the birth rate is far below what's needed to sustain civilization at its current level. And we need to secure the future of consciousness by being a multi-planet species. And there's obviously we need to take action on climate sustainability, which is being done. I'm sometimes sad. I'm feeling, I guess, relatively optimistic about the future these days. I don't want to blow your mind, but I'm not always right. There are certainly some big risks that humanity faces. The birth rate on Earth is so low that we're facing civilizational collapse unless the birth rate returns to a sustainable level. Population collapse is one of the biggest threats to the future of human civilization, and that is what is going on right now. I think if you care about the reality of goodness instead of the perception of it, philanthropy is extremely difficult. For sure, it would be very problematic if I was consuming billions of dollars a year in personal consumption. But that is not the case. I don't have a yacht. I really don't take vacations. In fact, I don't even own a home right now. I'm literally staying at friends' places. If I travel to the Bay Area, where most of Tesla engineering is, I stay in I basically rotate through friends' spare bedrooms. It's not as though there's that my personal consumption is high. The one exception is a plane, but if I don't use the plane, then I have less hours to work. I mean, at this point, it's water off a duck's back. I actually don't think about that too much. SpaceX, Tesla, Neuralink, and Boring Company are philanthropy. If you say philanthropy is love of humanity, they are philanthropy. Neuralink is to help solve brain injuries and existential risk with AI, love of humanity. Boring Company is trying to solve traffic, which is hell for most people, and that also is love of humanity. Tesla is accelerating sustainable energy. SpaceX is trying to ensure the long-term survival of humanity with a multi-planet species. This is love of humanity. Every good hour or even minute of thinking about Tesla and SpaceX has such a big effect on the company that I really try to work as much as possible, to the edge of sanity, basically. Every high-quality minute of thinking is $1 million to impact on Tesla. So, which is insane. There are many instances where a half-hour meeting, I was able to improve the financial outcome of the company by $100 million in a half-hour meeting. And the thing that really got me, and I think is going to get a lot of other people, is that there are just so many false dawns with self-driving, where you think you've got the problem, have a handle on the problem, and then it turns out you just hit a ceiling. You don't realize basically how dumb you were. And then it happens again, because you say, like, what are the road networks designed to work with? They're designed to work with a biological neural net, our brains, and with vision, our eyes. We need cameras and silicon neural nets, in order to have self-driving work for a system that was designed for eyes and biological neural nets. Admittedly, these may be an infamous last words, but I actually am confident that we will solve it this year. We're almost at the point where we have a high-quality unified vector space. The probability of an accident, at what point do you exceed that of the average person?
Right.
I think we will exceed that this year. These things, in retrospect, they seem obvious, but in order to solve full self-driving properly, you have to solve real-world AI. And at the point at which you solve real-world AI for a car, which is really a robot on four wheels, you can then generalize that to a robot on legs as well. It's certainly been demonstrated by many that it's possible to make a humanoid robot. Companies like Boston Dynamics have shown that it's possible to make quite compelling, sometimes alarming robots. The things that are currently missing are enough intelligence for the robot to navigate the real world and do useful things without being explicitly instructed. People have no idea. This is going to be bigger than the car. I mean, obviously, we need to be careful that this doesn't become a dystopian situation. If you, for example, were to say stop, 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 that would, if anyone said that, then the robot would stop, type of thing. And that's not updatable remotely. I think it's going to be important to have safety features like that. The first units that we tend to make are for jobs that are dangerous, boring, repetitive, and things that people don't want to do. And I think we'll have like an interesting prototype sometime this year. I wouldn't worry about the sort of putting people out of a job thing. I think we're actually going to have, and already do have, a massive shortage of labor. Not people out of work, but actually still a shortage of labor even in the future. AI and robotics will bring out what might be termed the age of abundance. And then we'll see rapid growth year over year of the usefulness of the humanoid robots, and decrease in cost and scaling up production.
Do I think something like that is likely to occur? I think probably.
Wow.
Yeah, you'll have your sort of buddy robot. Probably, yeah. Well, I think the cost is actually not going to be crazy high, like less than a car. But this really will be a world of abundance. Any goods and services will be available to anyone who wants them. It'll be so cheap to have goods and services, it'll be ridiculous. The dangers would be the artificial general intelligence or digital superintelligence decouples from a collective human will and goes in a direction that for some reason we don't like. I'm not saying that I have some certain answer to that risk. The issue that we face here is that we're already a cyborg, if you think about it. The computers are an extension of ourselves. That's what sort of the idea behind Neuralink is, to try to more tightly couple collective human will to digital superintelligence, and also along the way solve a lot of brain injuries and spinal injuries and that kind of thing.
Something that I think people maybe are only beginning to look at is establishing some kind of brain-computer interface at the neuron level. Intelligence augmentation as opposed to artificial intelligence.
Right.
And I think that has a lot of potential. You would never forget anything. And you wouldn't need to take photographs. You gotta watch out for hacking. That could really be awkward. Yeah. And I think it actually would be quite an equalizer as well. It would sort of even things out. I think the differences would be smaller.
So I would say I'm motivated by curiosity more than anything, and just a desire to think about the future and not be sad, you know. And in order to understand the nature of the universe and all these fundamental questions, we must expand the scope and scale of consciousness. I really want to make sure that there is a good future for humanity, and that we're on a path to understanding the nature of the universe, the meaning of life, why are we here, how do we get here,